upstate to New York tonight as we welcome you back to Velocity Online Racing after a week off. And, well, some wild stuff going on throughout the last couple weeks. We return for some great racing as it continues tonight. Round number 9 of this Velocity Online Racing Apex Sage Coaching IndyCar Series. It is going to be a great night upstate New York, right on the Finger Lakes, Lake Seneca. Actually, in real life, is out there where it's green, but they didn't get that far out there apparently in the track. So, but we're at Watkins, Glen, New York tonight as we welcome you into what some call the super speedway of road courses. It is the Apex Sage Coaching Grand Prix of Watkins, Glen, here in the Finger Lake region of New York. I am the captain, Chris Scala, as we get you ready for some racing for 50 laps around this little over a 3-mile road course that has a lot of speed, has a bus stop, a section of the track called the Boot, and so much more. And we get ready for, again, some great racing action here in the series. So last time we were on track, it was the Milwaukee Mile, and it was a first-time winner, David Porcelli. And will that continue here this evening? We shall find out. Qualifying is just wrapping up, and we will put that in the books, and we will crown ourselves a pole sitter this evening. And forgive me as I'm hitting a couple buttons here, still trying to get set up. A little bit late night here at work, or it was at work, I should say, and now I've gone home, and yeah, you're going to see a little bit of a familiar name up there at the top when it comes to qualifying this evening, and I am not talking about Alex Van de Sant, who, of course, is the defending champion in the series, and also, obviously, a 3-time Indianapolis winner. Usually he's up there qualifying pretty well on the road courses, but tonight, however, the pole sitters, David Porcelli, a great lap for him as he will start on the pole. Of course, that is brought to you by Circle B Diecast, and we will talk about that here in a second. Porcelli wins the pole alongside Alex Van de Sant. So Alex right there in the second position. Kite Bommersbach and Oscar Fredrickson, row number 2. Cohen Evans and Oscar Fredrickson, row 2. As I mentioned, Cohen Evans, Julian Altena, row 3. Dakota DeMay and Sebastian Kinder, row number 4. Row 5 is where you see Craig Forsyth, Matt Houston. James Watson, he'll start alongside Thomas Geisler, A.J. Musselman, and Ty Richter, coming off a great finish in Milwaukee, or at least a great run, I should say. Jim Herrick and Christian Alejo, row number 8, and row 9, Bart Fauerstein and Ryan Eric King will complete, I should say, the 18 racers that have signed up and will be here tonight for the race when it is all said and done. Now, I mentioned Circle B Diecast, of course. You can check out some great IndyCar and NASCAR diecast from Circle B Diecast, and even better, you can use the word Foxworth Auto Sports to get free shipping on orders over $20 at CircleBDiecast.com. Again, NASCAR and IndyCar diecast and more, and they do ship in U.S. and Canada. Foxworth Auto Sport is the keyword to get the free shipping on orders over $20 as the cars roll off. David Porcelli, the Foxworth Auto Sport, or Circle B Diecast, sorry, pole award winner this evening. Appreciate everybody joining us this evening. As you see the cars out there on the track as they're rolling up through the S's. It's kind of interesting because I saw a graphic this week on Twitter. Somebody actually posted a photo of what Watkins Glen looked like when the track first opened. And it showed the old layout, and it was interesting because the first thing that comes to my mind is the old press box. And if you saw the first shot tonight that we were looking back from turn 2 and turn 3, which is the S's, you could actually see the old starting stand right there in the middle of the S's where it used to be when the track was straight, actually, at that point, before the S's were put in. So going to be a minute here before we get the green flag. Didn't get, unfortunately, any kind of updates points-wise or anything this week, so I'm going to get that here in a second. But we do have this for you. Race information tonight, 50 laps, 170 miles. Fuel window about 15 to 17 laps. They do run 100% fuel in the series, 2 or 3 stop strategy, obviously depending on tires. They do got to use both compounds. High wear on this track. They will fall off really quickly. I think after about 10 laps or so, you'll see the prime tires, which are the black sidewall ones, come to life. Obviously, 28 incident points will be a DQ, 14 for a black flag, and Alex Van de Sande, of course, won this month, last season number 2 in the VOR IndyCar series back in October. Again, Alex Van de Sande going to victory lane. I do apologize for not able to get a link out quicker. As I've mentioned, it's been a long couple of days. I actually am going to do some training in Atlanta all next week. And because of that, obviously I had to get a lot of things done at work. And, was not able to get some stuff out to the viewers and stuff like I usually do, especially the drivers and stuff when it comes to links so that they can send people to come watch the broadcast. So but they'll be able to watch the rerun, of course, when it's posted here later on this evening. All right, through the NASCAR turn 6 and turn 7 of Watkins Glen. Still hit the right-hander here and come to the green flag. Race number 9 of what has been a crazy 8 rounds of this Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Series presented by Apex Sage Coaching, as Porcelli and Van de Sande lead them to the green flag. Here we go, road racing from Watkins Glen. Down into turn 1, a 90-degree right-hander, and yes, they can use those limits there and take advantage of those as they work their way through the S's for the first time. Oh, one car getting loose right in front of Jim Herrick. I think he might have saved it. It was it looked like Ty Richter. What a save on his part. Alex Van de Sande with issues. Oh no, the championship leader towing back to pit road, the defending race winner with damage over coming out of the bus stop over into the carousel. Not the way you want to start. And Cohen Evans also involved. That's 2 of the cars from the LMC Gear team. What happens? Alex loses the position there. Oh, he catches the inside grass. And bam, gets clobbered by his teammate. Wait a minute, I saw a white car come in there also. Don't tell me Jim Herrick got a piece of that too. See if we get another replay of this. Oh, a disastrous start for the LMC team. Wow, he just missed. That almost was really bad for the LMC team. 2 of their 3 members, and they darn near got the 3rd. So there you see the championship leader and Cohen Evans, the teammates from the LMC team on pit road as we complete lap 1. Porcelli picking up where he left off at the Milwaukee Mile. Here's Craig Forsyth, 8th position right now. He is a 4th LMC Gear team, so thankfully not all of them are gone. Ooh, a late dive in there by Geisler in that Sunset Arctic Games car. Cooler heads prevail. So Kite Bommersbach up to the 2nd position. Kite course, you might know that name from over at iRacing, coming over and been running VOR lately. Part of the 5150 team, I believe now a very, very intelligent and very good racer who I think is going to do a very good job. And you see already as he and David Porcelli have already pulled away to almost 4 seconds on Oscar Fredrickson. Sorry, I'm trying to set something up here real quick. It didn't work. Well, looks like Bart having some issues here. So I'm seeing a lot of off-track issues, but I think the majority of them are actually just kind of running off the track or something because of track limits and stuff. So other than that big wreck earlier, not really seeing too many issues right now on the track. We are seeing a pretty good battle back here where Julian Altina sits, Dakota DeMay, Sebastian Kinder, Craig Forsyth, all these guys in this fight with Matt Houston also. Matt in the 8th position right now. There's Kinder in that 97 car. Kinder in the 6th position right now. AJ Musselman and Bart Fowlerstein on pit road here. Not sure if this is a damage issue or something that's taken place, but unfortunately 2 more cars off the track. Trying to see if I see some damage. Looks like the left front wing of Bart's is gone. And not sure about AJ's back there, but unfortunate deal there as here comes Porcelli, who leads right now 0.8 of a second over the 11 of Kite. Second gear down to turn 1. And here in confirmation, it looks like as Sudik, I think, is trying to be hired as my spotter for the race. But here we go. I'm going to look at the replay. But apparently, they say Bart punted AJ. Let's see if we can get visual evidence of this. And will I ever hire Nick as my lawyer? Oh, wow. That's a shunt. I think that says enough right there, unfortunately. Bart does get in the back of AJ through the toe of the boot. AJ jumps on the brake about where you were, about the 200 mark, and Bart just unfortunately misses his mark. Tough break there. So here's the trickiest section of the track right here where the leaders are coming out of. Turn 9, this is the transition back onto the NASCAR portion of this track. And I don't know what it is, very off camber, it's blinding, and it causes all types of fits for drivers coming out of that corner, especially if you are just aggressive with the throttle. That car will come around on you. Now let's go back to Dakota DeMay, the video game creator. Sunset Arctic Games 82 car riding behind the 31 of Julian Altina. A little bit of short fuel save there. As you mentioned, 15 to 17 laps on a tank of fuel. You do the 15, you multiply that by 3, you get 45. You do the 17, you multiply that by 3, you get 51. 50 lap race, do the math. You better run a 17-lap stint somewhere in there if you want to make it a two-stop race. As we ride with Dakota through the boot here. Now, the reason why this is called the boot is actually because the track looks like, the part of the track here looks like a foot. Right now, you'd be on the bottom part of the sole into the heel. And I guess if you wanted to really look into layman's terms, this here would be the calf. You see those guys going through the toe part of the boot. As I mentioned, Matt Houston now coming up on the back of Forsythe there. Thomas Geisler about a half second back. So the top four, about 6 seconds separation. In fifth place, Dakota DeMay, Sebastian Kinder, Forsythe, Houston, and Geisler. Your top 9. Sorry for the silence there. Just taking a phone call real quickly. Is you see Matt Houston here, the 66 on board with him. Going into turn 6 and turn 7. James Watson about 2 seconds back. Just give me 1 second. All right. Sorry about that little break. So back we are, lap number 9 here. So we're about 6 laps from the halfway point right now as you look. Oh, from the halfway point, from the first round of pit stops. What? Yeah, you can tell my mind's not here. Anyways, lap number 9 in the books right now out of 50. About 15 to 17, as I mentioned, on a tank of fuel with these cars. The interesting thing is most of these cars tonight started on the primes. The only cars that are on the alternate red so far, Craig Forsyth, who has started on the reds, and also Christian Alejo and Ryan Eric King back in 13th and 14th positions right now. The only cars that have started on the alternate red tires in this race. Otherwise, it has been the prime tires. Now, the interesting thing about it is these drivers did not have to start on the tires that they qualified on. Most races you might see that rule put into play, but tonight not in play, but they do have to run both tires. As Bart Fauerstein comes back onto the track. Let's take a look at the weather for this race. 78 degrees, I believe it is pretty close to default when it comes to the setting for the race tonight. 103 track temp, 56 humidity, percent humidity, winds out of the north at 2 miles an hour. But Porcelli's led all 11 laps here so far out of the 50. We've had one big accident take out both teammates, or 2 of the teammates, I should say, from the LMC Gear team. As you see, they're down there 17th and 18th. That's just an unfortunate situation there. Otherwise, been clean and green. We're starting to see the field kind of stretch out a little bit. This has been the battle to watch here. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th place cars all running nose to tail with each other here. So Dakota right now about a second or so off of the back bumper. Of Julian Altena, of course, who's the boss man in the league. Now, looking at the point standings here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to show them on the screen with the settings I have right now, but Alex Vandesen led tonight by 17 over Julian Altena. So tonight, we could see Julian move up into points and become the point leader. So you see him get 2 wheels off over there in the grass at, I guess, what would be called the ankle of the boot. Oscar Fredrickson, 18, or in the 3rd position, I should say. Oscar entering the points tonight in the 4th position right now. He's 20 back of David Porcelli, who, heck, you never know, he might actually become the point leader after tonight. But here in the next 2 laps or so, we will really see what strategies come into play. Check up here on Kai Bommersbach, 3 seconds back right now. The old face shield view. Up the hill, heading to turn 9 here to left-hander. Up the short chute into turn, NASCAR's turn 6. I guess technically it would be turn 10. Well, he kind of took it wide there. Maybe the tire fall off starting to happen a little bit there. You heard him have to get out of the gas as he rode over the curve. Now, Craig Forsyth has been to pit road, so has Christian Alesio, and they have swapped over to the prime tires. So an early pit stop there, and obviously a commitment to the 3-stopper. And going to be a little, let's see, that was lap number 12. He came to pit road, so definitely going to be a 3-stop strategy now for these guys. Thomas Geisler, 7th position here, 8/10 back, trying to break the draft of his teammate there. As a matter of fact, 3 of the Race vs. Sunset Arctic game teammates are right here with each other. Geisler, Dakota DeMay, and Matt Houston, 6th, 7th, 8th, all about 21 seconds apart. Of course, this is going to be the start of what's going to be some wild couple of days here on the Captain Esports Network broadcasting-wise. The reason I say that is because Monday through Friday of next week, I am going to be driving down to Atlanta every night, or every morning, I should say, and about an hour away from where I'm at, and going to be doing some stuff for work, so I'll be coming back and doing broadcasts and stuff throughout the week. So, yeah, I'm going to be a little tired probably, but needless to say, looking forward to it all. When it's over with, then it'll start, well, tomorrow night, obviously, I'll do my usual Sunday things, and then come back, and we'll have the rerun of the Martinsville truck race from the LSRL guys, and then Monday night, we'll have race number 2 of the TI Truck Series from Las Vegas, and then following that, we'll have the NORA truck race from Martinsville Speedway. So, what, 2 Martinsville races in 2 nights? Should be fun there, and then we'll come up with the IndyCar series, or I'm used to the IndyCar series from TI running Tuesday nights. It'll be the LSRL finale from Phoenix Raceway, the new Phoenix Raceway, oh, by the way. That'll be Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern Time, and then Wednesday night, GLSR from Lucas Oil Raceway, or the track formerly known as Indianapolis Raceway Park. That'll be Wednesday night. Thursday night, well, there was going to be something, but unfortunately it has been delayed back a week. That would be the brand new American Open Wheel Racing Series, formerly known as TI. They were going to kick off their season Thursday night. That has been pushed back a week as Isaac Morris, who has kind of taken over the reins of that, as Porcelli is on pit road here. That'll be a week from Thursday now from the Belle Isle course in Detroit. So right at lap 16 comes pit stops. Obviously, these guys all going to commit to a 2-stop or a 3-stop strategy. As Kinder coming on pit road, as Porcelli's in right now, 4 tires and fuel. And that'll hand the lead to Kite Bommersbach. Good stop for Porcelli, an 8.2. So Kite going to try to do his best impersonation of Michael Schumacher here. Or could we say an Isaac Morris impersonation too, maybe? And now Kite's going to come to pit road. Now, his strategy is very interesting. He just went 16 laps on a tank of fuel. The question, how much fuel is in this number 11 car right now? Because if he is able to stretch this another lap like Julian Altina is, and Thomas Geisler and Matt Houston and Dakota DeMay. These guys, let's see if they all pit. If not, they're going to make it to lap 17. So if the guys you're seeing pit right now cannot save enough fuel, we could be looking at Julian Altina going to victory lane in this race, because when you multiply 16 times 3, you get 16, you get 32, you get 48. You're one, or make that 2 laps short. Again, 17, 34, 51. Now, Porcelli did stay ahead of Kite. As a matter of fact, he's pulled away, almost got a 10-second advantage on him now. So, very impressive pit stop by the 15 car. As a matter of fact, Kite, a 13.4, so a very slow stop on his part. But here's Porcelli now, unfortunately, in the middle of traffic, as he tries to get around Matt Houston in the 3rd position here. Fresh tires working their way through the field here. Porcelli trying to be a little patient here. Feels like he could probably get him on the straightaway in that Formula Indy Series number 66. There's Porcelli with a crossover move to the inside. He'll make the pass in 6. And yes, you might notice I'm saying turn 6 on the NASCAR part, and I'm saying turn 8 and turn 9 and stuff on the Indy part. And here comes the rest of these leaders right at the mark to pit road. Now, one car that stayed out another lap here is Dakota DeMay. Impressive to go an 18th lap. But I say that because of the different circuits on the track, obviously the different areas. Of course, Watkins Glen was obviously still is a town in upstate New York, but it's a town where they used to race in the streets of Watkins Glen. They used to run a 6-mile road course that actually included a jump at the railroad tracks. But obviously, at that point, the jump was, or I shouldn't say the jump. Unfortunately, there was a situation where a couple pedestrians were killed, and one was a child, unfortunately. So at that point, the law actually went into play that said no more street racing like this of any sorts. It'd have to be done on a closed circuit. So hence, Watkins Glen International Raceway came to life. So Matt Houston, 9.6. Julian Altina, 9.6. Forsyth going to jump them and move up to the 6th position. And why is that huge? Well, Craig actually pitted 7 laps ago. So he was able to do what they call an undercut on the other cars and has moved up into the top 10 now. The difference, though, is Craig will have to come to pit road in about 10 laps. So can he hold off Julian, who's about 3.5 seconds back for the 6th position, as Porcelli goes purple with a lap of 128. That was a 28.5 on that lap. So Porcelli laying one down, and of course he is on the alternate red tires right now. Porcelli coming up on the back of Christian Alesio. And 81 jumps out of the way. We'll let the leader go by. Nice move on his part. Ty Richter up ahead. Also Ryan Eric King in the 4 car. The Apex Sage colors. We watch Matt Houston here in the 66 car starting to make some way here on the 31 at Julian Altina. Let's take a lap around Watkins Glen with Matt Houston. One I can actually tell you about. This is one of the rare road courses I have plenty of experience on. I actually have a third place official IndyCar finish at this track. But coming to the bus stop here, he actually takes it kind of cleaner than I would. Usually I use that right side curve, especially in the stock car, it helps you turn. But through the carousel here, and I'll tell you the story about that here in a few minutes, but into the boot part of the track. Left-hander here, a blinding downhill corner. You got to be very patient rolling the throttle because the car wants to go out to this curve. I usually brake here at about the 200 mark or a little afterwards. An uphill right-hander that can be very deceiving. You can approach it totally multiple different ways. Up this, what would be the bottom of the foot, shall we call it. 200 mark here again, another right-hander. Then you come up to this turn 9 section. It takes you back onto the NASCAR portion of the track. See how blinding it is uphill, almost a first gear corner. That uses second. And you're pretty much wide open here through this part. A little blip of the throttle. You want to try to stay off that curve. I've seen too many cars spin there, and in this corner is very easy to miss. Just a quick 90-degreer. And you head north up the front straightaway here, right at Lake Seneca. Probably one of the slower corners on the track. Right there, turn 1. You see Julian takes it wide. And you're wide open in one of the rare sections where you can use push to pass like Houston is right now and actually use all 20 seconds of it right here. And he makes the pass on Julian. So Matt Houston up to 6. Now, the story behind the carousel, back in 1991, at a NASCAR race here at Watkins Glen, J.D. McDuffie, a driver, unfortunately lost his life. I forget the exact incident that happened, if it was a brake failure or something that caused it, but at the time, they used just the straightaway there and down to the carousel. And at the speeds they were going, they felt that something could be put in that part of the track to slow the cars down heading to the carousel. So they inserted the bus stop, which is a term that was created as Porcelli back on pit road here at lap number 20. So this is one of those getting off the alternate tires, get back on the primes, and now is going to split this race likely into let's see, 28, 219, make that 14 lap stints. Let's do some math here, Scala. But basically, the bus stop term comes from Belgium, and the Spa-Francorchamps track and stuff, and now here it is at Watkins Glen. Been there since 1991. And I can tell you just from my racing here on iRacing that an IndyCar gets to about 172, 73 or so miles an hour, I think, going to the bus stop. So if you're going to imagine that little more stretch, you're probably up to 180 miles an hour into that carousel that you slow down to, what, about 4th or 3rd gear, depending on what you're comfortable in. So Porcelli back off pit road, handing the lead back to Kite Bommersbach, who's got 6.2 over Oscar Fredrickson, who's got about 10 seconds over Sebastian Kinder, who's got 0.8 over Porcelli. Morcelli starting to make waves here on Kinder. It's going to be for third. Being very patient here with the 97 car. Now, last week, of course, he was in a kind of similar position for the win. And there was some contact made. In the end, both drivers felt it was good racing. Morcelli moves up to the third position. So 2 laps from the halfway mark as Bommersbach leads by 5.1 over Oscar Fredrickson. And let's just take a quick little break in the action. Let's take a look at the VOR European Series, which is going on right now. They just ran their 7th round at Watkins Glen earlier this afternoon, 150-kilometer, 28-lap race. And then next, let me make sure I get the dates right. Yeah, next Saturday, the finale from Auto Club Speedway on the Oval. The 8th round of Season 3 of the IndyCar Euro Series. That'll be coming up here next week. Appreciate everybody watching this evening here on the Captain Esports Network. No, it's not the highest amount of viewers, and I'll take the blame for that. Unfortunately, not able to get the link out to everybody quick enough, and that's something I'm going to try to pride myself on doing a lot more, is getting the links out quicker to my viewers so that you guys are able to watch streams here on the Captain Esports Network. As Thomas Geisler comes to pit road. Been a clean race. Haven't really seen any issues on my events, but, well, I say that as Thomas Geisler has had all types of issues. We've gone from a Dallara IR18 car to a Lotus 49 here. Let's see what happens to the 16 car. Oh, wow, big shunt here. Over in the bus stop, too. Wow, we just talked about rough and tricky of a corner. Oh, you know what? I see the front wheel came off the ground there, and he is going straight. Just too much speed. Hits the tire barrier and destroys the 16 car as the track worker over there points at him. So a tough break for the 16 as he is off track right now. Now, of course, Kite Bommersbach, one of the many drivers that my good broadcast partner, Gary Godso, who's helped me with many TI broadcasts, has gone out and found. He's got a very interesting theory behind his research. And he goes out and finds people who drives like LMP2s and the DP cars over in the Road Series and even other IndyCar leagues, and recruits them to his team. So you look at people like Kite Bommersbach, who you see racing here in the 11 car leading right now, amongst others that he's gone out and found driving in these other series that are talented drivers. He puts them on the team, and they go racing for him. Oscar Fredrickson, who's been a a common commodity of the VOR team, which, of course, with Julian Altina. And Robert Sadler's not here tonight, as Joseph Grijalva watching tonight. Hope you're doing well, young man. So Christian Alasia just came to pit road. He is the only driver now on the alternate red tires as we complete lap number 26. I was about to say how everybody's on the primes, but that has changed. Christian Alasia officially the first back on to the alternate reds. No cautions in the race. Obviously, there won't be a caution as road courses always run green all the way through. 18 cars started tonight. David Porcelli, obviously, was the leader. Right now is trying to work his way through traffic and cycle himself back up to the front behind Kite Bommersbach and Oscar Fredrickson. As Craig Forsyth's on pit road here, as I mentioned earlier, with the different strategy. 9.2 second stop for the Canadian driver. So after tonight, we'll have 3 more races left, and they will all be on ovals. Texas Motor Speedway, the next one coming up, 250 miles around the mile-and-a-half track. And then the one that I'm kind of looking forward to, because it's one of the rare ones I have not done yet when it's calling to broadcasting. And when I say Daytona International Speedway, well, yes, that exists. And yes, I've called races on it. But I have not called an IndyCar race on the oval at Daytona International Speedway. That is what we're going to do, 250 miles. That is coming up round number 11. And then Chicagoland Speedway to finish it out. Now, the Texas race is coming up November 13th, so we'll actually have next week off from the IndyCar series here. So we'll have next Saturday off. And then we'll come back November 20th or November 13th for the Texas race. Daytona November 20th, and then December 4th, the Chicagoland race, the final race of the season. We'll go into the holidays. And we've got a battle shaping up for the 6th position here. Let's check on Dakota DeMay and Julian Altina here. Dakota taking a peek, kind of showing the nose a little bit into the heel part of the boot. Is it weird that, actually, no, I'm sorry, that was the toe. Is it weird that I look at my foot every time I look in that corner and make sure I get the shape of the track right? It's my reference point, my foot. For those who haven't had a chance, I keep talking about this because I am one that supports people that do really cool things. And one of the rare things that I do not know many people to do, and it's actually something as a kid I thought about doing, but I have not done, is created video games. And you've heard me talk about Dakota DeMay, who is a video gamer. He is one that creates video games as part of Sunset Arctic Games. If you go in and check out the game Voltic Pistol, it is one that you can play right now on Steam. Been out for a while. But the one that he's working on right now, and you can tell he's putting a lot of effort into it because, let's be honest, it was supposed to come out earlier this year, but they're making sure that this game is right, which is, in my honest opinion, the way it should be. To bring out this game called Echo Blade, and it is one that you can actually check out the preview of on Steam right now if you're one that is a Steam fan on the computers. If you don't know what Steam is, I suggest you check it out. STEAM. It is something you can download. It's a video game console, pretty much. You can download and buy games and play right here on your computer. But his 2 games, Echo Blade and Voltic Pistol, you can get different versions of it online right now. Shout out to Dakota. He got a run here, push to pass engaged. 5th gear up to 6th as he goes down to turn 1. He will make the pass for the 6th position. Dakota DeMay past Julian Altonen. Now, one advantage Dakota has, remember earlier in this race, he went to lap 18 on his fuel. So he is actually probably running a higher fuel number, or a higher level, I should say, of fuel than Julian is. So he's able to go faster. Not to mention he's down to 3 push to passes already. So that allows Dakota to kind of drive harder here, and he's able to make the pass on Julian for 6th. He's got Matt Houston up there about 5 seconds in front. The one car everybody seems to be chasing is David Porcelli, he's about 13 seconds back from Kite Bommersbach, but he pitted also about 8 laps ago and is on a one-stopper the rest of the way. Should mention our cameras tonight. It's presented by TrackCams 4 Gourmet. You can check them out at trackcams22.com. Oval, road course, and rallycross racing cameras that you can check out and more at trackcams22.com. As we do got the drones out tonight, as Matt Houston has made the pass on Sebastian Kinder. That is because Kinder's on pit road, and let's watch the pit stop from the drone. Unfortunately, you will not see the live pit crew. Four tires and fuel, and he will pull away at 9.2. I want to keep it on the drone cam here for a minute because I know I talked about it a little bit ago, the old start-finish line. I want to see if we can get a view of it. Unfortunately, I don't have control of all the cameras. I can tell you like which settings I pick and stuff, but I can't like pick, say, a certain camera angle. I'm not that cool, I guess. I mean, I know there's ways you can do it, but I haven't learned it yet. Actually, you know, one thing I can do real quickly, and I'll do this real quick as we're on this camera, as you see him onto the front straightaway here. Down to turn 1 here. So we look closely, you will see, we might actually get the view here. Right there, that stand that you just saw, the 2 wooden stands right there to the right as they go over the turn 2 and 3 section. That right there is the old press, or the old start finish line for the old track. Joe Harleman watching tonight. Joe unfortunately not here. As Kite Bommersbach to pit road, let's cover that stop. Kite coming out of the corner, and here comes The 66 of Matt Houston there behind him. Matt going to try. Oh! Hold on. Right behind him there. Matt got a little loose. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Ryan Eric King. Never mind. Got wrong car confused. The Raceverse and Apex Sage coaching teams look very alike. Joe Harleman stewarding over at Nelson Ledges. You're going to have to help me out there. Where's this track at there, Mr. Harleman? It is one I've not heard of. And one thing I just realized I never even showed you guys tonight, and I apologize for that. Let's take a look at the track map here from the view above. Just to give you the rest of the details of this race. I apologize for that. I didn't realize that. I thought I had covered everything. But you see the track and how it's actually shaped. And you can see over here, turn 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, why they call it the boot. It looks just like a boot. And wait a minute, let's break away here because I just realized Kite Bommersbach is back on pit road. Not sure what transpired here, but Kite Bommersbach back to pit road and leaves the pits. Not sure if it was a speeding penalty or something. A 7.4 second stop. Let's investigate this one here really quickly. Wonder if it was, I don't know, it wasn't a speeding penalty. You wouldn't, if you sped, it wouldn't be a 9-second stop. I'll have to investigate that. So 15 laps to go. David Porcelli back to the front. And there he is in that 15 car. All right, so through my work, I know you're waiting for the ticker and stuff to go back up. The reason why I've held it off the screen is there you go. The original Watkins Glen layout. So when you look at it, the portion that you see down. All right, so he's going through the S's right here. You see the S's. And then you got to what is the back straightaway here. So the carousel, all this track always existed. Until you get to the short chute, which was this very long, curvy straightaway. And then they had like a 90-degree turn down at where like the start-finish line is now. You'd go up this stretch to turn 1, or to what is near turn 1, and then the start-finish line up in this area here. So that is the old Watkins Glen layout from back in the 50s and 60s. Notice there's no boot or anything. I was actually put on Twitter earlier this week, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool looking. which sets us to where we are today. James Watson on pit road, to 39 car. Haven't said really his name much tonight. Doing a good job. There's James. Now here's an interesting strategic move from a lot of the cars tonight. A lot on reds now. There are only 3 cars on the track right now that are on the prime tires. One of them is this guy right here. Excuse me, David Porcelli. David and Craig Forsyth, who's now up to the 3rd position on his strategy. Doing a great job cutting up on a couple of people here. Matter of fact, he's one of the biggest movers in the race. You look right there, him and Jim Herrick up 5 spots apiece. Herrick having another fantastic run in 10th. So I'm going to go back here. I haven't not seen the replay at all, but I want to go back and I want to watch the whole entire lap of Kite Bommersbach, and I want to see if something happened from his first pit stop to his second pit stop. All right, here we go. Lap 32. He comes to pit road here. Oh, was it run? No, because it would have held him on pit road right there. But he locks the front tires down. Does a good job getting it slowed up. You know what? We're going to cut away again because now the leader's on pit road. So we'll come back to it. Sorry. I looked over and saw him on pit road. But the 15 back in for what is going to be his final pit stop, lap 37. Obviously, his ideal goal is to be in the lead by the time Oscar Fredrickson comes off to the final corner. Look at this. He might just have it. Porcelli is out and gone. Look at that. Your final pit stop of the race, and David Porcelli leads still. All right, so back where we were. All right, so Kite is on pit road here. There he goes. He pulls away from his stall. Oh, right there. Oh, my gosh. So he had a meatball likely. So he got loose. He kind of goosed it into turn 1. And right there he gets loose. And that poor rubber ducky right there is not a happy camper. Bam! Into the wall. And right there you see it break the pod. And then probably a part of that also got penalized for an unsafe exit. So Porcelli leads now by 5.4 seconds over Oscar Fredrickson. Craig Forsyth still runs 3rd, who's got 8.3 over Sebastian Kinder, and Kite is now 5th. Well, that's kind of scary. You guys are watching me in VR. This is... Wait, are you guys in the same place watching me on VR? The Cusano crew. Cheers. Like, I'm totally picturing this. I'm picturing, like, you guys sitting in, like, chairs with popcorn in hand, and you guys are sitting there talking with your mouths full and popcorn's flying everywhere. Like, yeah, dude, this Scala guy rocks. Yeah. And now I sound like Beavis and Butthead. There's Dan Marrera, right when I need him to step up. Attaboy. Yes, Dirty Dan to the rescue. On Facebook too. I think Dan that might be my first Facebook mention. Oh, Dr. Pepper jelly beans, very nice. For those who don't know the story there, I was in the Dawsonville Mall area in Georgia here, and I went to a candy store for my 6th anniversary, wedding anniversary with my wife. Candy apparently is one of the traditions, or sugar. So as I was looking for something candy-wise, I come across Dr. Pepper jelly beans. I'm waiting for Dr. Pepper ketchup to come out next. Then I'll start naming off things with Dr. Pepper in it because, well, we already do it with pumpkin spice. Why the hell not? For those not watching from Facebook, obviously you guys cannot see the comments Dan mentions from Facebook, as only you can on YouTube for YouTube, Twitter. So I'm going to read out loud what he put, but I'm going to censor it a little bit because I don't want to promote that website. But he said, I would have responded on adult website here. Comments, you were not live there, ... this time. Which I've never broadcasted on that channel, but that's another story. So as you see, Porcelli is almost 2.5 seconds faster than Oscar Fredrickson right now. Ooh, I like surprises. 9 seconds now. Separation between Porcelli and Fredrickson. Craig Forsyth still in a 3rd spot now. Craig is going to have to pit, though, in the next 2 or 3 laps. And when he does, he's probably going to come back out around the 7th position, 7th or 8th spot. Does Cusano have a jelly bean paint scheme coming? Oh. Now, if it's a Captain Esports Network broadcast paint, it will be like the 15th one I've seen in the last 3 weeks. But that'd be cool, though. All right, so 9 laps to go. Appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. In case you can't tell, I do like to chat with my viewers and have a good time with them because, well, they're a part of the broadcast here. Obviously, we got the racers who are putting on a great show tonight. Great road race, as usual here at Watkins Glen. But the viewers are a part of the show to me, and they're part of what makes all this fun to do and be a part of here each and every night when I get a chance to do this. So I'm very appreciative of viewers, very appreciative of the racers and the leagues that let me to be a part of it. As a matter of fact, I can go ahead and announce that we're going to have a new league coming Sundays here very soon in November. Sim 500 is going to have a Super Speedway series that we're going to be broadcasting the first part of it. There's Dan over on YouTube now. First half of their season over in November and December before we get to January. We'll be doing our Super Speedway series. So it'll be all Daytona, Talladega races, actually, which are fun. Looking forward to that starting in November. So there's Julian Altina, who is in 9th position right now. Julian looking to go the rest of the way on fuel. He pitted 5 laps ago. Of course, as you do the math, 8 laps remaining. That means he can make it the rest of the way on fuel. And looking to get a top 5 spot and potentially become the new championship leader here tonight if Porcelli doesn't steal it from him. As here comes Forsyth to pit road, and Kite Bommersbach back to pit road again, but this time I think it's more so he can make sure he can make it on fuel. So this might be more of a topping off of the fuel. Alex, unfortunately, lap 1 got involved in an accident and took his teammate Cohen Evans with him and missed Jim Herrick by inches. So it about became a 3-car wreck of all LMC cars as Kite kind of overshot his pit stall there. So going to stay on red tires here, switch up, and leave his pits with the short fuel, only an 8.1 second stop. So Kite's going to come back out in the 7th position after his whoopsies of a mistake that I'm sure he's not going to let himself down on. Going to play some pool. And I probably shouldn't have said that out loud because here comes Dan Herrera very shortly with a bad joke. Right on cue. No pun intended. Herrick jumping out of the way of Porcelli there to let him go by, put him a lap down. So looking through the field here, fuel mileage wise, the only cars that are going to have to pit more than likely here before the finish of this race, well, I don't even know if one will. I know that Sebastian Kinder is on 13 lap tires. He will likely, unless he can find a way to go 19 laps on a tank, will have to pit here. If Thomas Geisler's 12 laps in, he's probably got to pit again unless he goes 19 laps. Or 18 laps, I should say. And then Oscar Fredrickson's the other name to watch here. This is lap number 10 right now of his stint. You do the math, 10, he's 6. That'd be 16 laps. So he is looking at potentially a second place finish right now in this race. The Swedish driver. Oscar's on the alternate reds. Sebastian Kinder's on the primes. Everybody else is mostly on the alternates. And how about David Porcelli? I made a comment back in his first race of the season that he looked like he was going to be a pretty sporty dude. Now, of course, he made his debut at Auto Club Speedway, completed all of 5 laps. Or, I'm sorry, got 5 points. He completed all of 1 lap and did not finish that race. And from that point on, he has consistently made the climb through the standings as he finished 4th at Iowa, then came back to Road America, finished 2nd in that race. Then at Pocono, he finished 9th. And I'm using Dan Lisa to figure this all out, or Sim Racer Hub as it's called now. 5th race at Spa-Francorchamps. finished 16th actually in that race, so he struggled there. And then went to the Indianapolis Road Course, finished second. Went to the Indianapolis 300, finished 8th in that race. So as you see, he's consistently top 10 every race except for 2. And then that got that big win at the Milwaukee Mile, leading 52 laps last week. So, and tonight has been absolutely dominant for him in the 15 car tonight, looking for second straight win. 17 seconds over Oscar Fredrickson, 33 over Matt Houston. I appreciate you, Mr. Michael Porcelli, watching tonight. I know we haven't had the biggest amount of viewers tonight, but much appreciated what we have seen this evening. Here's Craig Forsyth. He is up to 5th right now. He's got about 9 seconds over Kite Bommersbach. He is 2.8 back on Dakota DeMay with 8-lap fresher tires. So we'll have to see. Yeah, Brianna, she was here last week watching. Who was speaking French? I haven't said anything French. At least I can't say on the air. Hey, Shakira is pretty good. It's all about the heaps. Is it true, by the way, the story that happened with her? Is Spa French? Yeah, I guess it is, huh? That she got attacked by like a wild boar. Which is interesting, because isn't she like all of 4'11"? Well, that's one pain in the butt. All right, so Sebastian Kinder's coming to pit road with 4 laps to go. So he was able to go 17 laps. And this is a lot longer stop than it's supposed to be. Did Sebastian Kinder speed on pit road or something? 29 seconds. Right, Spa's in Belgium, but I know Belgium is part of that French. Which reminds me, I want a Belgian waffle. Haven't had one of those in a while. So Kinder's actually going to come on track in the 10th position now. So tough break there. I'll have to investigate that one to see maybe if he had damage on his car that I didn't catch, like the Bommersbach deal earlier. So that cycles Dakota DeMay up to 4th now. Craig Forsyth up to 5th. And Forsyth, as you see, has made up a lot of time on Dakota. He's about a second faster each lap here. As Craig's going to try to get himself a podium. He's only 4 seconds back of 3rd. Could you imagine that? An American driver, a Swedish, and a Canadian on the pole. Or on the podium. And for those like Dan, we'll probably come up with a, hey, an American, a Swedish, and a Canadian walked into a bar. Joke. Now the question is, can Craig get around Dakota for 4th? Oh, Craig gets in there real deep. Yeah, gets a little oversteer there. Crossover move. Nice to... Oh, that's tight! Not the ideal corner to make this pass at. His best bet's to wait to turn 1, but obviously he wants to make the move now. Neither of them on push to pass. Both of them have 1 left, and I'm sure they're both going to use it right here if I had to guess. Yep, they are both on push to pass right here. Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 seconds when he come off pit road. Oh, Dakota clipped the curve. That's going to hurt him big time. Forsyth inside and two. Oh, and Dakota overshoots the corner. Craig does too and goes through the grass. Shades of the NASCAR race a couple years ago with Brad Keselowski and Marcus Ambrose, I think it was. Now Dakota's got a slowdown here. Let's see if that slowdown actually helps him. Now Kai Bommersbach back on pit road as final lap for David Porcelli. I'm sure that might be investigated here. Let's see as now they go into turn 9 again here. I wonder if... Oh, and Craig goes around! Pulls a Zanardi and spins it back around. And he's going to hold off and stay in front, it looks like, of Watson as he has a pretty big lead there. All the drama that's all of a sudden happening here. Julian Altonen now a lap down in the 7th spot. And issues for Jim Herrick, I believe. Yeah, Herrick went off track on the final lap. We'll have to see the replay of that. But one thing we're going to see, as they always say in racing, the first win is the toughest one to get in racing. The second one usually comes pretty easily. And here is the second one for David Porcelli after winning 2 weeks ago at Milwaukee. He's going to get another week break being a winner. Watkins Glen to Porcelli's second straight. Magnifico. I'm guessing Porcelli's Italian, right? He's trying to lay a burnout down. Fredrickson's going to finish second. And my, oh my, look who's going to finish third. Matt Houston going to steal third away. And Dakota DeMay is going to come back and finish fourth. And again, that's going to be very interesting what the replay here. Now, with the spin by Forsyth, I wonder if that negates the whole penalty deal here. Now, Oscar Fredrickson's gone to pit road already, so he must have ran out of fuel. But Craig's obviously going to be angry. James Watson, a good 6th place finish for him coming up. And here's Julian Alton in turn 9 right now. He is not going to be a happy camper, I'm sure, tonight. But if I do the math correctly, I believe you're going to see David Porcelli is going to move to the points lead. And Julian's like, I'm just going to go and go to pit road. Nobody can pass me now. Smart move. Saves himself from running another 3.5 miles of a lap. There's Porcelli cutting the burnouts. So as he celebrates after his second win, let's go back to the Jim Herrick incident. Coming to the bus stop. Oh, boy. Ouch. He went straight. I don't know how else to put that. He went straight off the track. I don't know if something went wrong on his screen or... But that car literally went straight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. A computer issue for Mr. Herrick. Let's watch it one more time, and let's have a moment of silence for Jim Herrick, who unfortunately has an issue here. You've picked a fine time to leave me, as the song says. All right, let's check out our final results here from Watkins. Glen as Porcelli conquers again, second straight win for the young man in the 15 car, I believe out of Jersey, if I remember correctly. Oscar Fredrickson second, Matt Houston third, Dakota May fourth, Craig Forsythe still gets a top five. Watson Altena, Bommersbach with a disappointing eighth. I'm sure he'll be very mad about that. Sebastian Kinder ninth, Ty Richter, good top 10 for Ty. Say that 10 times fast. Rest of your results. Jim Herrick, Christian Alagio, Thomas Geisler, Ryan Eric King, AJ Musselman, Bart Fauerstein, and then there's the two, Van de Sant and Cohen Evans, unfortunately, 18th, 17th, and 18th when it's all over with. Let's go down here and talk to our podium. And let's start with the race verse entry, the 66 of Matt Houston, a good third place run for you, Matt. Kind of a quiet third place run because I know you were running right there a couple seconds ahead of Dakota. He and Craig had their issues, we'll call it, and you were able to just quietly sneak up into a top 3 run.
Yeah, it was a great race for me. I mean, I'm not usually on the podium over here, on the road courses anyway. These guys are pretty quick over here. Even over in the EU series, I got a 5th earlier today, and that was a good. Overall, though, like it was a weird race. Like with Alex going out and Cohen going out early, it's like, and then there were like lots of pit penalties or something, because suddenly I'm in 3rd place. I saved a lot. My push to passes, I saved a bunch. I had to save fuel the first 2 stints and all that, but yeah, I saved it all for the end. And the red tires were like actually quite good. I was worried about them running a full stint on them. But with the temperatures going down, you know, the sunlight in the sky, they feel pretty good.
Is that maybe the reason, maybe the track maybe not being as hot?
Yeah, exactly. The red tires will last a little bit longer. I bet David and anybody on those 3-stop strategy, they probably put their fastest laps down at the end of the race, I would expect anyway.
Yeah, and it was a great effort for you. You talked about the pit road issues that were going on to start. I mean, Jim Herrick came inches away from that becoming a 3-car LMC catastrophe in that wreck when it was all over with. But still, a great effort for your race first team. I know Dakota finished right there behind you. Geisler was there with you guys for a little bit. Unfortunate deal for him. But a good, solid effort for the team. And shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, I mean, Dakota had a great race. I think this is his best finish on a road course anyway over in VOR here. So great run by him. Thomas had some kind of, we would call mechanical issues.
We call it that.
Yeah, we'll call it mechanical. It's issues with his computer. As always, I have to ask my smoking hot wife for supporting me, letting me do this. It's like the day before Halloween, and I get to run 2 races on the Saturday before. So always support from her. Of course, Dakota's got Sunset Arctic on the side of the car.
Yep.
You can wish list. He's got Echo Blade. It is an echolocation first-person shooter, kind of like that. You should wish list it on Steam. Echo Blade.
There you go.
Very cool game. And thanks to you there for broadcasting here. And good luck with your studying.
Yeah, I'm still in my work clothes, by the way, still. So that just shows you where I've gone from work to here, and here I am. So,
do you have another broadcast tonight? Because I know sometimes you've got like a doubleheader on Saturday.
I thought about running a race, but I'm actually good. I'm done tonight because I'm gonna go get some sleep, and yeah, we're going to be okay here. But, no, Matt, nice job, man. Congratulations. I'm glad your wife didn't do any kind of, like, werewolf spooking on you during the race. That could be kind of interesting. Might have a little trickle effect, if you know what I mean. But either say, great job, and congratulations.
Thank you. And I'll just say one thing. I think it's because it's Halloween. That's why this race was so weird. I think Dakota said that. So he had the trademark on that statement.
Very interesting. We'll give him props for that. And also Voltic Pistol, another game you can go check out Dakota's too. So also check out Matt on Race First throughout the week, him and Gary and the guys. So there you go. Nice job.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Matt Houston, cool guy to talk to, and finishes in the 3rd position. He's the one, actually 2 Americans finishing on the podium, I just realized. And then the one Swedish driver, Oscar Fredriksson.
Hello.
Yes, this is your time to go shop at IKEA, by the way, for those watching. Anyways, Oscar, great job this evening, finishing in the 2nd position. You were definitely probably the quietest. I said Matt was quiet. You were the quietest. You really just kind of hung there as you always do and stayed there in the top 10, didn't make any mistakes, and set the strategy up perfect to finish 2nd.
Yeah, I just committed early to the fuel save strat. I don't think it was the fastest. Just David just flew away, but it was definitely a consistent strategy.
Yeah, very consistent. Obviously on a track that can be tricky. I mean, don't let the long straightaways and corners fool you here. It's a tricky one, eats up tires and stuff. Talk about how you were able to maintain.
Yeah, the Reds were a challenge, but being on the Reds and fuel saving at the same time, I was able to kind of cruise through some of the high wear corners and just go easy on the tires while fuel saving at the same time. So kind of worked out that way.
Well, you did a fantastic job this evening, my man. Great job. Another good points night for you. And as you're edging closer up there with the issues, unfortunately, to Alex, I know you and Julian and David are up there pretty tight now, I think, in this point battle here, as you got only 3 races left.
Yeah. And we have 3 very pack racy ovals left, so anything can happen.
Especially Daytona. I mean, that's
oh yeah.
That's a whole nother different kind of pack racing.
Oh yeah, Daytona could settle the championship at this point, so we're definitely in for a wild ride.
Which I'm pretty sure your team owner wants nothing to do with.
Yeah, and he put that Daytona shame list up, and I'm on it, so if he crashes out, I'm gonna have a bad time.
You might here. Let's put it like this: I'll start a race team if you get fired because of it. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hey, great job, man. Shout out to where you like to, and maybe something in Swedish.
Yeah, as always, shout out to Team VOR, and special thanks to Gary Godso, who he wasn't racing, so he was running data and helping us out with telling us what tires everyone was on and data in general. And vet inte vad man ska säga på svenska, men om det är någon som kollar, kanske mamma och pappa senare, så tack för att ni lyssnade på min intervju och kollar på racet.
There you go. Appreciate it, man. Nice job.
Thank you.
You too, bud. 2nd place finisher, Oscar Fredriksson, and the man that I was very impressed with his interview at the Milwaukee Mile after his first career win, and now tonight, well, he just straight kicked everybody's tail tonight here in upstate New York. David Porcelli, great job this evening, leading the most laps, and unofficially, I think we can go ahead and say you are the championship leader after tonight.
Yeah, I'm sort of hoping that would be the case. This is the last road course on the schedule, so I knew I had to pull something out of the bag here to have a shot at competing for the championship towards the end of the season.
Did you expect to pull out the wild card, as you would say in the Uno game?
Well, I expected to have pace to win. I did not expect to pull away so significantly. I think I got lucky with Alex having that incident on the first lap. I'm sure he would have challenged me in some way, shape, or form. But I knew that, you know, especially after qualifying, being 2 tenths up on pole is quite a lot. So it was just a matter of getting my head down and putting it out. I knew most other drivers would be trying some other type of strategy with the opportunity to fuel save. A lot of people, I think that would be appealing to a lot of people to cut this pit stop out. But knowing how much the Reds have been falling off since the updated tire model, I knew I just wanted to be on them for like 5 or 6 laps. And even in those 5 or 6 laps, they fall off. So it was really just a matter of getting my red stint out of the way.
Right.
Started on blacks, you know, went over to the Reds, you know, did essentially a qualifying stint and came back into the pits and was blacks the rest of the race.
Which caused me to ask this question a little bit. Obviously, you talked about how you were maybe a little surprised with how you were able to pull away and dominate this race the way you did. Did that change at all your strategy and allow you to shorten up that stint on the alternate Reds, or was that the strategy the whole time?
That was the strategy the whole time. Once I saw that Alex had looped it, I knew that my job, in terms of the championship, was way different. And with Caton having the pace that he did, I told my engineer right away, listen, if he comes up, this is a one-off for him. There's no reason for me to challenge him for the championship, right? And he agreed. And so I was sort of just running my own pace, running my own race. And if he decided that, he wanted to be in first, I probably would have just let him by, no challenge whatsoever. I knew that my pace was going to be the key, and along with the offset strategy from everyone else. It wasn't about being side by side with people today. It was just a matter of plugging the laps away.
We did a fantastic job this evening, man. Congratulations. Second straight win on the season and of the career of yours now, in a very short career, by the way, here at VOR. Shout out to whoever you like to.
Thanks so much, Chris. Yeah, let's see. First, shout out to the team. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Jason. I'm going to keep thanking Jason. I think I'm going to thank him before my meals now, because, this is working out really well for me. So what else? Hi to the family. I love you, Brianna. I want to give a special shout out to Racecraft 1 Indianapolis and Kelly Jones over there. Kelly's a longtime friend of mine. I've been super duper busy, so I haven't been able to be in touch with him, but I figure I can thank him for this championship. He got me started on the sim way back in 2013. And yeah, I think that's it.
To his partner, Brianna, I'm going to throw this out there in advance. I'm going to apologize for him, because when you make dinner one night for him and he thanks his friend for spotting for him and stuff instead of you for dinner, that's going to be awkward. Just throwing it out there now. But still, a great job this evening, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and maybe Brianna will be thanking Jason too, because I usually handle most of the cooking around here.
Oh, well, touche. I take that all back. Then again, the Italian gentleman cooking, nothing wrong with that.
Hey, I try my best,
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, I've learned from marrying into an Italian family, you guys knocked the pasta out of the park. That's all I need to say. So, great job tonight.
It's our fuel. Thanks so much, Chris. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good. David Porcelli, the winner tonight here at Watkins Glen. Great gentleman there to talk to. And, yeah, true story, by the way. Italians know how to cook, and don't ever ask an Italian if the pasta's ragu. Never do it. Somebody learned the wrong way, and it wasn't me one day with my in-laws at work. All right, we're going to head out and, go from there. Julian, you were going to be the points leader. What happened?
I don't think I'm going to be the points leader.
You were going to be?
Yeah, I was going to be, but, I went over the pit exit line, which was the stupidest mistake I've made in a really, really, really long time, and I'm so upset about it.
Well, now it's the second stupidest mistake, because you just joined me in the booth and you called yourself out on the stream. Nice job.
Yeah,
good job.
Yeah, it happens.
All right, we're head out next race, 2 weeks. I've got the schedule right. 2 weeks again. We get to take a week off next week, and we go to Texas Motor Speedway, where Julian will somehow find a way to be the point leader, leaving Texas, and be the point leader going into Daytona.
Yes. Anybody can win Daytona.
Including
maybe even I can win that.
There you go. Now we're thinking right. So the joke there is that the fact that Julian absolutely despises anyone who wanted Daytona on the schedule. So with that being said, congratulations to David and everybody at VOR. Great racing tonight for the league and stuff. That was a lot of fun to be a part of. And we are out. And again, we'll be back in 2 weeks on the 13th of November. Which will be at Texas Motor Speedway virtually here on iRacing. So with that said, we'll see you then, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Stay safe, and always remember, this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See ya!